Hey, welcome. So today we're going to tune into something you hear all the time, but maybe don't think about much: the hidden economy behind sound. Yeah, from the apps on your phone to the biggest movies, there's a whole world of monetization humming just beneath the surface. Let's break it down. So, when you're watching a YouTube video or playing a game, and you hear a sound that just feels perfect, that super satisfying click or an epic explosion, have you ever actually stopped to think, wait, where did that sound come from? A sound like that, it seems so simple, doesn't it? But that single whoosh is really just the tip of the iceberg. Underneath it, there's a whole creative industry, a super complex ecosystem of artists and tech. And that's exactly what we're diving into.
Okay, so let's talk about the sound of everything. We are literally surrounded by this invisible landscape of audio. And it's not random noise either. It's a world that's been carefully, meticulously constructed to make our digital lives more immersive, more intuitive, and way more engaging. I mean, think about it. The tension in a movie, that satisfying little ding in a mobile app, the professional polish on your favorite podcast. None of that happens by accident. It's all built from these specific, crafted audio components. It's kind of the secret ingredient in pretty much all modern media.
All right, so how do creators actually get their hands on these sounds? I mean, they don't all have a Hollywood-sized budget, right? Well, for a lot of them, the answer lies in a really simple but powerful digital product: the sound effects pack. And a sound pack is, well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a themed bundle of audio files. You could have a pack called Cyberpunk City Ambiance, or 8-bit video game blips, or maybe cinematic trailer impacts. They're basically ready-to-use building blocks for creators. This is the perfect way to think about it. It really is like a digital spice rack. Just like a chef adds spices to give a dish flavor and character, a video editor or a game developer uses a sound pack to add emotional weight and professional quality to their work. A little pinch of whoosh here, a dash of click there, you get the idea. And this shows you just how massive the market is. We're not just talking about big studios here. We're talking about the YouTuber working out of their bedroom, the indie game dev on a super tight budget, or the podcaster who just wants to level up their production value. These are the people driving this whole economy. So now let's flip the coin and look at the other side of this whole equation: the people who are actually out there, microphones in hand, capturing and designing these incredible sounds, the creators themselves. So the market really breaks down into two main camps. On one side, you've got the indie hunter. This is the lone wolf, out in a field somewhere with a mic, just capturing unique sounds. They have total creative freedom, they keep a bigger piece of the pie, but they have to do everything themselves: marketing, distribution, the whole shebang. On the other side, you have the big professional studios with their fancy setups, big teams, and super expensive gear. They can crank out massive libraries of sound, but boy, do they have high overhead costs. Okay, so we've met the creators and we've met their customers. But how does this all work as a business? Like, how does a recording of a door closing or a gust of wind actually turn into cold, hard cash? Let's break down the monetization machine. I mean, this says it all, right? This isn't just a hobby for these folks. It's a very real business model that literally turns sound waves into currency. We're talking about a legit source of income, and the process to get there is actually surprisingly straightforward. It really boils down to this 5-step process. First, the creator records and edits the sounds, and they are meticulous about it. Then they package them up into a themed collection. After that, they upload it to a digital marketplace, they market it to the right people, and then they earn passive income as royalties every single time someone buys it. Now, let's talk money, because this part is really interesting. In a typical setup, the creator gets to keep the vast majority of the revenue. We're talking around 70%. The platform, the marketplace that handles all the hosting and payments and distribution, they take about a 30% cut. It's a model that's actually designed to heavily favor the artist. So what's the potential here? Well, while not every single pack is the bestseller, a single successful one that really hits the mark with creators, can generate some serious revenue. We're talking upwards of 15 grand in its first year alone, and that creates a stream of passive income that can keep flowing for years. So, why are we talking about this? Why should you care about this niche market of clicks and whooshes? Well, let's zoom out a bit, because this model tells us something really important about the future of creative work. You see, this isn't really just about sound. It's about empowerment. The whole sound pack economy is a perfect example of how the digital world lets individual artists take a very unique skill, in this case, recording and designing audio, and turn it into a scalable, sustainable business, all without needing a massive corporation behind them. And that brings us to our final thought. Right now, the human touch, that unique ear of a creator, is what gives these sound packs their value. But what happens when AI gets good enough to generate any sound you can possibly describe, just from a simple text prompt? What does that do to the value of human creativity? It's a big question and definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.